Hey, how are you? I'm just trying to get the comments box working, so I'll be with you in 1 minute. Let's see if we can get this to work today. Need to make sure that you can see me. Okay, so where's our chats? Oh my goodness, here we go again. I may have to come back, folks, because the chat seems to be... Oh, hang on a minute. I think we may have this. Let's have a look. Let's say hello and see if anybody's there. Get rid of my capitals. Oh gosh, I've got a hair in my eyes. Sorry, folks. Hello, how are you? So I've got a Facebook user and I've got Tony. Hello, how are you? Let's give people a chance to join. And for a moment, I'm just going to say, let me just get this chat working. So I seem to have it. I just want to put it somewhere where I can see it's disappeared again. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. Right, I've got to try and minimize this. Okay, right, let's have a look. I've got a couple of people coming in here. Hi, hello. Hi, Nicola, how are you? Hope you're well. Lovely. Thank you so much for actually saying that you can see us. Now, 1 second, I seem to have got something going wrong. So just bear with me a second. I think that I've got this is the screen that I should be streaming on. So bear with me 1 sec. Oh, I'm glad you're well. Lovely, 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 lovely. So at the moment, can you, Tony, can you just tell me, can you see a purple screen with my face in it and 3 tarot cards? Can you say yes or no? Or Nicola, could you tell me if that's what you can see? Because I've got 2 conflicting camera views. So you've got the purple screen, purple, Nicola, purple with, yeah? So I've got the purple screen and we should have the Devil, the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune, correct? Is that what we've got? Yeah, lovely. Ah, you've got the table. That's what I'm worried about. Give me a second. I'm going to disappear for a minute. I'm coming back, but please, that is not what I want you to see. Okay, I'm going to be showing that a bit later on. So something not right there. Bear with me. Back with you in a minute. I'm going to disappear and come back. Right, so I'm wondering, with the chat box again, no, the camera is not meant to be, that's what you're meant to be seeing. So now you should have the cards, as in, can you see that? You should have major cards and you should have the Devil, the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Do you have that? Just waiting to see if somebody's going to type in the comment box. That's what we should have. That's what I'm getting. I think that sometimes... Okay, hopefully, sorry about that, folks. Just want to see that you've got what I want you to see. So the other day we didn't have comments working. And now look, okay, so I'm just waiting for a few more people to join. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to have... Okay, I haven't got your comments coming through. Bear with me. Another one. Hello, Jaswinda. This is Tarot Workshop today. So just looking at how to read the tarot cards. Just get myself comfortable. I'm okay, thank you. If you want to type your name as I get you as Facebook user because it's coming through Restream. If you want to give permission, if you don't, fine. I'll just say hi, Facebook user. So I won't be able to always know exactly who is who if you don't give that permission. So I've got Nicola Tudor, I've got Tony, I've got Jaswinda, all coming in from Facebook. Wonder if we've got anybody coming in. Katie Hancock. Hi, Katie. It's a lesson in tarot today. How are you? Lovely. Okay. You might need to change your settings so that I get you give permission so that we know who you are. Otherwise, Facebook user keeps coming up. Even though you've put your name on there, it won't put your name up next time you type unless you give it permission. So yeah, I'm very well. So that's really lovely. Okay, so let's see. We've got a few people coming in here. Got a new message coming in. Nicola, hi, how are you? You all right? You're back. Sorry, I'm back too. I hope you can now see the purple screen with my face in the middle of it, and you should have the Devil and the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune up there. So have we got that? Okay. Just sipping my coffee until got a couple of people. You can see 3 cards and my face. Perfect. Okay. It's just that sometimes I flick my screen to show you different cards. Okay, brilliant stuff. So let's jump right in. We've got a few people joining us right now. So I'm Anne-Marie, and here I am with a bit of a tarot workshop. It's not about asking for readings. I have done that in the past. This is not what this is about. This is to help you with tarot and how to read the cards. It's a workshop, and a workshop means that we look at things in a very light-hearted way, but you do actually learn something from it. And on this occasion, we're looking at the major cards, and you don't have to use your deck because I'm going to put it on the screen for you so you can follow along. Now, one thing I do want to say to you is if you enjoy the class, I do online workshops, which you're more than welcome to inquire about. But let's talk about this workshop and say that if you would like to have the worksheets that accompany this workshop so that you can have your own copies, as it were, it's not identical to this, but it's a version of the bullet points that I'm covering here, then if you want to contact me at hello@tarotwithanmarie.com, I can send you the download of worksheets with the bullet points of what we're covering in this workshop, which is the major cards, okay? So you're very welcome to do that, and I'm going to get straight on. So the other day, we went through the Fool, and then we went through the Magician. And a couple of you said that, do I read reverse cards? So I'm going back to the Fool to say, no, I do not read reverse cards. That means if your card is actually upside down. So in that case, here we go. I'm going to show you what they're talking about is, do you read it like that? Because it changes when you read it in reverse. No, I don't. And there's a reason for that. And that is, I read in pairs, which I won't be showing you on this workshop, but I do online courses where I teach you exactly how to do that. Now, what that means is that I use a major and minor card, and I reveal to you how to get a meaning that is bang on for yourself or for your client, which is called the querent, and how you can really read tarot without reverse meanings. There's absolutely no need for reverse meanings with the method that I use. However, you are more than welcome to do as you wish, and this will just be the upright meanings of the cards, because as a reader professionally and as a teacher professionally, I do not use reverse cards. So I just wanted to make that absolutely clear. So otherwise it gets completely confusing. If you want to follow that method, you can still do this class and you can go ahead and use your reverse meanings. The other thing, I got a couple of messages and emails from, I think it was a guy called Michael on YouTube that pointed out to me, please, can you just give me some advice how I'm going to remember the meanings of the cards? And I would say to you, just try and get one sentence that means something to you if you're struggling. But one of the best tips that I would give you is to think of a situation about each card, and that's what I'm going to say. So on the screen, I've got all the meanings that we did in the workshop the other day. So I'll run through those very quickly, and then I'm going to actually catch up with where we left off. So for those that didn't see it, it's available on YouTube, and it's available on my Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups talk about tarot. Okay, so you can see it all in there if you missed anything. So we're going to whiz through these ones today. So the Fool, confusion, revolutionary changes. Things will never be the same when you draw this card, or you draw this card for someone else. It's about new beginnings. So it means this isn't, oh, it's somebody coming back. No, this is somebody new coming in, or you're going to do something new. Now, how do you find out whether or not you can answer that question? Well, when you read tarot, of course, you need to study individual cards to get your meanings and your feelings, but it's where the card is in its position and its power, as I explained to you. But more importantly, it's what are the other cards doing or saying. Okay, so let's just keep it nice and simple and say we're just going to go through the cards. What do they mean? What do we feel? And what do we pick up when we look at that card? What do we feel? So, Nicola, are you still there? If you are, can you just say hello? And I'm going to ask if you are a beginner in our tarot workshop, or whether you actually study tarot already, and maybe you're an experienced reader. So lovely to have you today. So I'm just waiting to see if Nicola's going to type, and who else may we have? We've got Katie, we've got Jeswinda. So feel free to actually join. I'm going to stick my aircon on because it's a little bit warm. So sorry, I hope it won't make too much noise. There we go. Right. So it's the start of something new. Hi, hello, Facebook user. I don't know your name. You're just coming up as Facebook user. So please feel free to actually give permission to Restream, which is the tool that I am using to be able to stream on multiple platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and all the rest of them. Too many to mention. Oh, hi, Fiona. Just doing a recap here. Okay. So the recap here, I think Fiona came along the other day. If not, hi, Fiona. You're very welcome. This is the start of something new where no knowledge is gained in this card. There's a sense of naivety, like beginning a new job or a new course, or learning something new, or being with somebody new, or moving somewhere new. It's stepping into the unknown. It's about being a student or having no knowledge. You know, maybe you're training to do something, a bit like I've trained to work out how eCam works, which is a tool that I use to stream here for you on these platforms and to make videos for my courses. I was a novice. I'm still a novice. I'm not there yet, but you know, you are not. I couldn't say that I am starting from zero, knowing nothing, because I know enough, but I'm still new. Okay, so I am probably more like a page in development. So the Fool is a card of brand new beginnings. It has no history. So if you're looking to say something from the past coming in, the Fool would actually be answering a completely different answer for you, which is, this is something new. It's nothing to do with the past. If you're looking at the past, you'd be looking at cards such as the Hermit, Three of Swords, Six of Cups, those sorts of cards. So this is about trusting in fate and fortune, taking a leap of faith, saying you don't care, going for it. And this card tells us that maybe some time before we would learn to be able to make our way forwards and do what we need to do. So the Fool is irrational, he's trusting, and he accepts opportunities. He's not worried about what's going to go wrong, and he's going with what life throws at him, using it as knowledge. He's really cheerful and he's optimistic. So that's our Fool. Now, when I was mentioning that somebody said to me, I can't remember the cards, think about something that you have done that is new. So in the Fool, I just mentioned, I started off with absolutely no idea how to stream. I had no knowledge of what cameras to use, what lighting, sound, making these PDFs for you, which is what you see on the screen right now, putting it all together, writing it all out, putting my logos on there. It's all been learning from absolute scratch. So if you don't know what the Fool means, think of an experience in your own life when you look at that card and connect with it, and then it will make sense to you. So it's not like I did something like this before. No, the Fool is you've never done it before, okay? And what I do want to share with you today is how to feel something yourself, or think of somebody that you know is foolish. I don't like to mention anybody because we don't know, my opinion of somebody that I think is naive and foolish is not your opinion. But I'm sure you've got somebody in your mind, or you can think of something you did that was foolish. Well, that was a bit silly, I should have actually sort of thought about that a little bit more. That's what's helping you to connect with the card. It's got to mean something. So these are the meanings, the official meanings, but I'm also dealing with what you feel so you can start connecting. And when you connect, your intuition will come through beautifully. And it may be different with each situation. So I'm going to move on to the next card, which we went through. I'm whizzing through this today because we did this the other day, but I want to just give the example that somebody asked me to go over. We only did 2 cards, so that's absolutely fine. And somebody said, how am I going to remember this card? Well, good point. Okay, the Magician. The Magician is about smokes, mirrors, manifestation. Okay, I'll go through the bullet points that you have up on your screen in a moment, but let's just think, who's your favourite magician? Anybody? There was Paul Daniels, there's some great American magicians. There's people that you actually think are magic. Think of someone that you think is magic. It's somebody that's capable of really being a bit of a genius and going, wow, that wow factor. So the Magician works in conjunction with the planet Mercury. Can anybody identify or give us an example of a magician? I'm going to say Paul Daniels. I know there was an amazing magician, American magician, and that name, I'm afraid, escapes me at the moment. But if anyone can actually point us in that direction, I'd be most grateful if you give us an example. Anybody? Anybody wants to type? Fiona, can you think of anybody other than who I've mentioned? Okay. Sure, there is plenty of people that we think are magic in what they actually put on a show, don't they? And they bring about illusions. So that's one aspect of the magician. And its meaning is based upon Mercury, the planet Mercury, which is the planet of communication. It's about how we think, how we speak, our communication, how our mind works, how we view our own reality. What's real to you is not real to someone else. Your own reality might be, gosh, I'm having a lot of fun today, and I thought that was marvellous, whereas somebody else's reality would be, gosh, I found that really boring. No, that's not my sense of reality and what I actually want for myself. It's a card of achieving, okay? And that means that you are making it happen. Why? Well, the Magician, if you look at the table, has 4 elements on the table, 4 tools. And we've got the sword, which represents the thinking. So you've got to think something in order to move along. And then we've got the cup, which represents our feelings, our emotions. Well, I like that, or I don't like that, or I want that, or no, I don't want that. So if it's a no, it won't go any further. If you don't like it, then it won't go into anything else. But the Magician is showing us the wand, and that shows us that he's using action. And action is making things happen. And then we are shown that we have a pentacle there, which represents a product or something that's been manifested. So when we come together by looking at the thoughts, the feelings, the actions, it brings about a product. So the Magician, if somebody asks you, will this happen? And you just get the Magician. Well, this person is totally capable of thinking it, feeling it, going into action and coming out with a product. So it would probably be a yes, but it would depend upon its neighbouring cards in the spread and the position of where it comes out. Now, I can't help you with that on this wee workshop that we're doing, but we can look at examples. So let's just pull an example of another card, if you give me a moment, okay? Right, I'm going to hopefully show you with another camera here. Please just bear with me. And let's see if we can just bring in another camera. I'm hoping. Okay, so can you see that, everybody? Yeah, whoops, let's bring it down. All right, so if we had the Magician and we then had this card, if we look in this card, we can see 4 of Swords. And I'm just going to zoom that a little bit more for us. Okay, so if we look at that, what we have is somebody doing nothing. Yeah, you see that? And look at those swords. They represent thoughts. So here's somebody having a think, but they're not moving. So if you got the Magician and you got the 4 of Swords next to it, you would be able to see that that person is still in a place of thought. And that thought process is not doing anything. Why? We can see when we look at this fellow here that he's laid there on what looks like a concrete slab. These are the thoughts. There's another one here in reserve. So this is creation because we've got 3. And then we've got 1 in reserve here. That's why it's not been shown here. There's inspiration. We can see that with the stained glass windows. So there's lots of colourful images and ideas to represent what he's thinking about. And if we look, there's a little bit of divine intervention. This card also means take a break, recoup. So the Magician may need to actually hold on a minute. You know, is it going to happen? Well, at the moment, it's in a thought stage. So although you see the Magician on its own and you say absolutely yes, if this card came next, you'd go, hold on a minute. You're more than capable if we look at that Magician. But if we look at this card here, gosh, I'm not so sure. And can you see why? If we went and changed that card and we brought in Queen of Swords, well, that's different. Sorry, Queen of Wands, I do beg your pardon. I'm looking at my swords there that I've put away so I don't get mixed up and show you the same card. Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, action. Queen, what does it mean when it's a queen? It means quite simply, it's serious, it's matured. Serious in the respect of this person has elevated in that suit. Now, this suit is Wands, and Wands is action. So if it came up with the Magician and we had the Queen of Wands, well, the Magician is manifesting his willpower, achieving his goals. It's a genius card. communication, brilliance. Is he going to do it? Yes. Why? Because this person has matured and this person is able to go into action because we've got the wands, and that's action. Also, if you are looking at, going back to the card that I laid out a moment ago, this person is thinking that they can do it, but we don't know what's going to happen next, so we'd need more cards. So we'd need to put out some more, and hopefully another major and minor would come out, and I work with major and minors as pairs. So you would need to see the story unfolding bit by bit. Okay, let's give you another example. So see if we put the Magician in and we bring in the Page of Cups. Now the Page of Cups, again, we've got a court card. A court card's an aspect of that person, and that means being cups, that this person is feeling everything about whatever the question is that somebody's asked. You know, gosh, is X going to happen? And the Magician comes out and you go, gosh, yes, you can really, really make sure that you are working on things beautifully. Bear with me 1 second, folks. I'm sorry. Just realised that I need to move that up there for you. Sorry. Apologies. You can talk to me and tell me, you know. Okay. Please. It's 11 months since I did a live, apart from a little test the other day. So if we had the Page of Cups next to our Magician, we've got the aspect of the emotions. And if we look at that, we could identify with somebody that looks into a cup, and instead of seeing liquid, they're seeing a fish. So that represents somebody who's creative, that can actually see beyond reality, and they can create things. And a page, unlike the queen, a page is someone who is in their student stages. They are an apprentice, whereas the queen is the authority of having grown from being a page, a knight, into a queen or a king. And queens and kings are the same, apart from the fact that the aspect of the feminine in the queen is a softer energy and can mean different things, and the king is much more of the masculine, practical side. So queens are more nurturing about their creativity or whatever it is they're doing and manifesting, and kings are much more serious in their application in a practical and logical way, but they are equally serious. A knight is somebody who is in transition and is going through a growth period. So our page is apprentice, student, and in this case, we've got the Suit of Cups, and that's about the emotions. So if we got the Magician and the Page of Cups, we would say this person has capabilities with what the Magician is telling us on our bullet points here on our worksheet. They are great at communicating, they are going to be able to achieve their goals, but Page of Cups tells us they're right at the start of that process, and at the moment they're very emotional, and they are in that emotional in their creativity. They want it, they're feeling it, they're getting excited. We don't know if they do it. How we would find out if they would do it is we would look for pentacles and wands. Okay, so we're learning more about that as we go forwards. And what I did want to do is to actually say to you, okay, let's take that away, and I'm going to bring in our, bear with me, our Magician card here. Okay, so that's the Magician in another deck. And what are we getting from our Magician in that deck? Well, somebody's creating something, aren't they? And what they're doing is they are growing these flowers and things in the garden here. So it gives us an idea of what a modern magician would actually look like. Move that a bit more central there. Hopefully you'll see that. So it's about being able to make things happen, Okay, genius, wow, you've grown those beautiful sunflowers, and you've got those gorgeous orange flowers growing there, and we can see that all of nature and nurture is around. So we've got the old-fashioned traditional Rider-Waite card there, and then we have this aspect, which is a modern deck. And if we can think, what does the magician, what does it mean to us? It's finding a deck that you can work with. Okay, I'm going to show you another image of the magician. So bear with me. Just going to take my microphone down a little bit because it's knocking a tiny bit. Okay. Hi from Toronto. How are you? Hi Pete. How are you? I'm very well. I hope you are too. So if we bring in the magician card, yeah, this is another aspect. This is a deck that I created quite some time ago, gosh, back in 2006, and I made a physical deck, and I wanted to be able to teach online as I'm doing with you today in different aspects, and so I wanted to keep my images quite simple so that they would be graphic and show up. So this is more to do with being able to get the point across very quickly. And so here it's showing the infinity symbol, and the infinity symbol is a symbol of protection, and it is a symbol of saying that there is no beginning, middle, or end. Everything goes full circle, but it's also a symbol of protection. So there you are. You've got a couple of images of the magician. So bear with me a second. I've got another one here, hopefully, to show you. Lots as in, here we go. Now, this is a funny old deck. Somebody sent this to me, but it's absolutely lovely. I just want to share that with you. Here's a guy in this image, and what's he doing? Well, we can see that he's manifesting something. Okay, so there's an example showing to all of us that in actual fact, we are in a position here of conjuring up, that looks like a washing machine, doesn't it? Or a dishwasher of some sort, and he looks like he is some clever fellow that's saying, look what I can do. Look how this is going to work, and look how I can actually make this happen for me or for you. So different decks will actually speak to you in different ways. And if you can think of somebody who is a magician that perhaps you knew today or as a child, then it's really important that you are able to connect with the cards. Knowing the meanings, the reason I'm going through the meanings, it gives you confidence, okay? And when you've got that confidence, you are in a position to be able to feel that you are finding your ground, okay? So you've got me back now, all right? So I'm going to move on. I hope that's working okay. So think of something that connects with you. Is it the washing machine image? Is it, the symbol of infinity, creating? Is it the guy in the garden there? Different decks will have different meanings. And so being able to connect with your card so that you feel something. So I'm going to move into our High Priestess. I was just recapping from the other day, and I just wanted to go over those points because somebody had taken the time and the trouble to ask. Oh, you're very welcome. Hi, I don't know your name if you want to say hello, or just give Restream permission. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. It just actually, it means it's been streamed in different places. So if you want to keep your privacy, that's fine. You can just say your first name if that makes you feel better. So you're very, very welcome. So I'm moving into the High Priestess, and this is a card that works in conjunction with the moon. What's it all about? Well, this is a card of secrets. And it means that a fate or a secret will be revealed to you, but not at the moment. It's a card of the future. Okay, so if we look, You know, we've got different cards that refer to our past, such as our Hermit, you know, or Three of Swords, which is all about the past. Six of Cups, as I mentioned, they're cards of the past. They can actually, the past can concentrate sort of in our thoughts and feelings, but it's not really in the present, is it? It's the collective that we've built up. The High Priestess is a card saying, you just wait. It's going to be revealed to you. You will find out, but not yet. And maybe you need to look at the other surrounding cards to actually see whether or not it's going to actualize. How would it actualize? You'd be looking for a wand, or you'd be looking for a pentacle. Why? Wands are action. Oh, thank you. Excellent presentation. Thank you. I do try, but I'm not techie and savvy live. I know what I want to do, but honestly, I try my best. So manifestation is pentacles, products. It's not just money. It's proof. Things we have in our life already. Wands are action, and it can be messy action. So you don't just go, yes, you'll do it because you get a wand. What if you get a wand and it comes along and it's one of those complicated ones? Here we go. I'm going to show you. I'm going to just do that for a minute. So look, Five of Wands, struggles. So if you get that card, even though it's action, look at that picture. Mock battle. Are they fighting? Perhaps they've all got so many ideas, or they don't know what they're doing with themselves. We'll cover those cards later. But I just want you to know that by knowing your suits and knowing, is it a thought? In which case, thinking it does not make it happen. Is it emotion? Wanting it does not make it happen. I want this. I want it. I feel it. But it doesn't bring that about. What brings it about is action, and maybe messy action, or naive action like the page, or struggles. Five in tarot is all about struggles and manifesting things. Five of Pentacles, when we come to that, you'll see that's a card of missing the point. You're walking by it every day. You see the solution, but it's not visible to you, it's hidden. And that doesn't mean you're stupid or foolish. It means it's not been revealed to you, just like the High Priestess. So this is a very psychic card. Now, how can you connect with somebody who's psychic? Well, who do you know who's psychic? You must have had a reading by somebody or seen something that affected you, where you got interested in this subject. Who is that person? Connect when you look at the High Priestess. Connect with that person. What were they thinking? What were they feeling? What were they doing at the time? When you are trying to remember tarot cards, connect with something that means something to you or gives you a feeling. So we could be connecting and going, oh gosh, I see those pomegranates. Well, you know what? I'll tell you the story, folks. I walk my dogs in the evening on this funny old place that I live in Turkey. I am blessed with my neighbours. So I walk along, this fellow talks fluent Turkish to me, and I've got very little Turkish. No way am I fluent, but I try and I smile and I greet and I say, hi, how are you? And I say that in Turkish, and it's broken pidgin, but he has things growing in his garden, pomegranates and cactus pears. That's what he gave me last night. These are for you. I said, I can't give you anything. I'm walking my dogs. I'm sorry. What? Thank you. And they just, you'll love them. And when I got back, I Googled them. And do you know what? They have got so many vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants in them. Just a gift, And how much would that cost? They're very like blueberries. So pomegranates, that's what it makes me think of. My neighbour last night. That's just a recent memory. So when I'm reading the cards, that might affect me, or I might actually go back and go, when I was in tarot school all those years ago, how we all used to snigger about the actual sort of B and J on the pillars beside the High Priestess. What on earth does it mean? Well, I'll reveal that to you another time. It's Hebrew, and it is just kind of, something that I would like to talk to you about in another lesson. At the moment, I want to keep this light and keep it as a workshop rather than the online course that I've gone into the great depth and detail. It's about touching the mysteries and hidden knowledge. I don't know how to grow cactus pears. I have learned how to grow pomegranates. I haven't learned how to reach up and get them off that tree because, foolish me, the fool, I should have grown them as a bush where I could have reached. Now they're too high for me to collect. You learn, don't you? Same as I learn when I do a presentation here. So the tarot is connecting about you in your life and people that you know and people that have made an impact. And the High Priestess is saying, we're going to reveal things to you. We'll give you a few clues, but at the moment, we're going to give you that wisdom in the future. And if we look, the High Priestess, she's holding the Torah. And that is the secrets to what is to be revealed to you in the future. And the High Priestess symbolizes inner wisdom and the mysteries that are institutionalized without it being a church or an approved structure. It's what she feels. She's an oracle who's a consultant, not a priest or an authority within a religious organization. It's people go because they want to, not because they perhaps feel that they have it in their life from their family, or it's a school of thought. People connect with people like the High Priestess. So you must know somebody. Think of the person or the influences, and that's your High Priestess. Think of their personality. How do they talk? What did they say? What did they do? That had a huge impact upon you. And what did you go on to learn and discover, just like the High Priestess? After that, did it affect you? Did it have an impact on your life? So the High Priestess doesn't have a pastoral flock, but people come to the High Priestess, he or her, because they want to. They're seeking answers and they want solutions and they want some insight. And the High Priestess card symbolizes the need to seek wisdom from the mysterious, the spiritual, intuitive, and hopefully impartial. Because we should never put, I think you should do this. When somebody comes to you for a tarot card or a tarot reading, you must be impartial. You must speak what you feel in the card and not give your own opinion. But you can connect to what you're feeling or what you're connecting with. When I look at this card today, just today, I'm seeing water. Why? Because her blue gown, to me, looks like a stream of water. Very emotional. And I'm really focusing on the cross today. Now, when I sort of read, and I've got a whole layout in front of me of 44 cards, which is how I actually did it for a spread, for a professional reading to somebody, even myself. Sometimes I won't see that. And I'm also seeing that moon. And today, yes, it does look like a moon, a crescent moon. But I also see buffalo horns. And I also see the fluid scarf that seems to be wrapped around that. What do you see? So that's what I'm saying. What do you think? What do you feel? What do you remember? What does it remind you of? Is there a smell? While I'm doing this, for some strange reason, I smell grass. Why? There's a freshness. Why? Perhaps I'm reliving the openness of what this card means, because I've got people with me and you see things all the time that you might not ordinarily see, and you've looked at that card hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. So what do you see? Do you see the black and the white in the pillars, which represents there is shades of grey and the black and the white, the yin and the yang? You need the night and the day. What does? Somebody's typing, so I will wait a moment. Sorry. Okay, I've only got half a sentence there, so I can't answer what does. Sorry, it's not your fault. I'm sure I'll get the rest of it. Can you please talk about B and J? Well, it's Boaz and Joes, and they are Hebrew letters, and they are to reveal the secrets exactly as I've mentioned here. And it talks about the yin and the yang, and the need for night and day, and the need for all things in its duality. You know, the duality of a situation of to experience love, we must also know what anger is, or the opposite spectrum of love, which is to not like, or to not love, or to hate, or to, the opposite of love is fear, actually. So Boaz and Joaz are very much the black and white duality of life, that we mustn't just have sunshine, that we actually must have rain because we need the rain, because we need the water, and we must have night so that we can rest, and we can't walk about in the dark, so we must have the daylight, we must have the light, and we must have truth, and we must have untruth. And so it goes on, and that is what it means. And so sometimes we are like the fool, very, very naive in our journey and walking along the path of what is it that I need to know? And in order, we come across something that makes us uncomfortable, but it is through our discomfort that we gain insight, that we gain knowledge, that we learn, that we are able to be impartial, that we are able to maybe recognize a problem. A problem is something, just a roadblock, isn't it? And within that problem, that we seek to find solutions, and we can only find a solution if we've got some experience. And so that is what this card is about. It's like you will learn more, you will progress, you will grow, as I do every day. I don't. People teach me all the time. Not just tarot, but everything. You learn about lighting, you learn about sort of graphics, you learn about putting things together, you learn about how to actually edit. Gosh, I used to get in such a pickle with iMovie and Final Cut Pro. And yes, it takes me time, but I prefer to do it myself. And why? Because my creation is coming through as my own image and identity. And that is the secrets of B and J that is represented in the High Priestess, that things will be revealed to you, that things will not be just black and white, and that there is the need for duality, and there is the need to appreciate the opposite ends of the spectrum, and that the world is full of knowledge and information, and that we cannot sit in a box and if you went up and sat on a mountain and just did nothing but say, oh gosh, I'm meditating, not connecting with this wonderful time that we're living in with all this technology and all these wonderful people, and you are not experiencing the growth of those people and this technology and this knowledge and this information. It's not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you can't just do that. That is what the B and the J represent, the shades of the opposites. Okay, so I do hope that that made sense to you. Duality, choices, yes, of course. Duality and choices, most definitely. Okay, because the choices are, we meet them again when we come to the Lover's card and to the Devil, where the lovers go into bondage, but that's another lesson. But yes, it is all to do with duality and the choices. Oh, I only want to believe in what's good. I only want to believe in purity. We all do. But how do we recognize the opposite force if we are not around it or have any experience of it, and we're unable to actually have any empathy or knowledge in that situation? So I'm going to say ta-ta, folks. Thank you for your time. Yes, it is recorded. And thank you very much. Did you miss out? It is recorded. I will, it goes up onto live, and you can catch it on there. But over tonight and perhaps tomorrow in between calls, to clients, I then make a proper version so that it stays up there permanently in workshop. Please do share. I am streaming to both my group and my YouTube channel, and I tried to go to Twitter today and LinkedIn. I'm not entirely sure. Please ask your questions. I'm more than happy to help. I do very, very intensive online courses that are available on my website. This is a workshop. We can question and ask, and I'll look forward to doing some Zoom with you, but let me get this part sorted out. I've recorded my online courses already for you. By the way, if you would like some accompanying worksheets that comes along with this workshop that I have presented for you today and you've taken part in, please do write to me at I'll say it again, hello@tarotwithanemarie.com. And I'm more than happy to send you a PDF of the major cards. I did try and put it all together and did a little test of sending all of it, but it's too big a file. So I will just send you the majors, and if you would like then to go on and get the minors, I can send them as separate files. But the only way I'm afraid is I'm prepared to send them via email. So that's hello@tarotwithanemarie.com if you would like a free copy of the PDF to help you with this workshop. And I can't give a regular time as to next time I will see you, but I'll be hopping on very, very soon. When I hop on, I'll probably put out a little announcement like I did today that goes into the group and into YouTube so that you know that I'm coming on. If not, we'll see you on the recordings. But if you want to join in, you're more than welcome. So thanks for having me. And we did the High Priestess today. So till next time, bye-bye.